Hey traders, TG Watkins here. It's January 12th when I'm recording this. It's Monday, and this is going to be your free video. Now, of course, I have a State of the Market webinar tomorrow. It's going to be free. It's going to be 15 minutes after close, so I just want to make sure that you guys know about it. Come over here to Simpler Trading and on X or anything else like that. You guys probably see it in your emails or any other multiple places to find it, but you can sign up. It's free, and I'm going to be putting on some finishing touches today since we got a lot of things moving. It's pretty exciting out there. I'm really happy about what's been going on with January and the January effect. It's nice to kind of see how things have been kind of getting unlocked and freed up and started moving again in 2026. If anybody doesn't follow me, find me on YouTube under Profit Pilot, because this is what I've been talking about for the last few weeks as far as my weekend market update videos. So if any of this is a surprise, just come over there, check me out, and then you can figure out more about what I do. Okay, so we got this, and what I want to talk about today as far as the free video, come over here. Yeah, I got the state of the market, so we're going to do that tomorrow. Remember to tune in for that. A lot of Trump stuff. Go figure. We know that this is going to be a pretty active political party. It shouldn't be a surprise so far. And yeah, it's just a lot going on. Now, this is part of what I'm also going to be talking about in tomorrow's webinar. I know it can be a little bit challenging to be like, how do I even trade around these things because of all either the news that comes out or the tweets that come out or just the new messages or just, what's going on. And amazingly, there are actually ways to trade around this from a technical standpoint. For example, one of the things I'm going to show you is we look at XHB. These are the home builders, and I have been campaigning a position on this for a few weeks. The Moxie traders know about this. We've been in it, and so I've been building a position here, and in through here, and then we finally got the big move. Now, the interesting thing about this, and as I said, I'm going to talk about this a little bit more, but there are ways to work with this from a technical standpoint, despite what Trump is saying or anything else out there. It was very interesting when he came out and said, okay, no more commercial buyers, like BlackRock and stuff like that. You'd think, oh my goodness, is this going to be bad for the home builder stocks because suddenly maybe you're going to remove a huge buyer? Well, boom, up it went, and we were ready for this. And there are other things that I'm seeing out there because of what's going on with the market, and partly because of what's going on with the politics, that I'm seeing some good stuff and I'm able to trade around that. That's also how I was able to make a 2,060% trade on SOXL back at the tariff tantrum lows. Perfectly nailed it. And so there are ways to navigate this market even with what's going on politically. So want to talk about that. Credit cards. So he comes out and says credit cards can't charge 30% interest. Now, on the surface, seems like a good idea. We'll have to see how far that goes. We know sometimes there's a lot of talk and then it kind of gets worked back, so it's a moving target. But what that did is that kind of knocked around some of the financials. You can see here they got kind of pulled back. I think, Capital One kind of got hit pretty hard. Now, I will say that for as much as this was a pretty good move leading up to this, I think it was a little extended. So this is what I'm talking about with some of the news that comes out. We should be a little bit prepared that something like this could happen. I always think it's amazing, like what goes on with the market. Is it the chicken or the egg? Is it the news or the charts? Which comes first? Because we were kind of already starting to see some negative divergence up here on this. And truth be told, you feel like somebody always knows something out there. The Moxie indicator actually fired red. So you got your second Moxie price trigger to the downside on Friday. And that gave us just a little bit of a preview of what might have been happening. Of course, we didn't know that there was going to be news coming out there, but I feel like somebody knew something. And so that was the Moxie indicator giving you a heads up. So it's there. Now, we are back down to the daily 50, so we'll kind of have to see how that works. I imagine these are going to probably be buyable dips eventually. Don't want to do it yet, but I think the trend is still intact, and I think this is actually probably an opportunity. So, these things aren't going to go away. I don't think 30%, 10% is really going to ruin them that much, but I think this was kind of a news-based move. So we got that and some other stuff. But I also think that based on what's happening here with the credit cards, it might actually end up being good for some of the new financials. If you think about AFRM, I know it's down, but it could actually be good for that. Think maybe SoFi, maybe it's going to be good for that. I know it's kind of been going sideways for a while. I think it's just needing to digest. So kind of keep an eye on some of those areas, maybe even Lending Club. You can see it was down, but maybe not too bad. So kind of branch out and think about some of the new stuff that might actually be okay with a situation like that. And then home builders, we talked about that, and then defense spending. So remember, Trump came out and said, okay, instead of $1 trillion for the military, we're going to do $1.5 trillion. And of course, you could see things like drones. So ONDS did an extra little pop in through here. I didn't want to go chase that. This thing was already up here quite a bit. It's already extended. We did make 120, gosh, I think it was somewhere in here. We made 122% on a called debit spread, which was nice. But I'm waiting for the next opportunity on something like this. And, things like, I think it was AVAV, another kind of drone stock doing great. But these are all too extended right now. But I like what's happening with the backdrop. This is kind of what I'm talking about. You understand what's going on with the politics and the administration. Follow the money. This is true when Joe Biden was president. It's true when any president is in. You just have to think, what are they about? What is that political party about? Follow the money. Okay, so kind of put your politics away and go with what's working if we want to be making money. And right now we know that defense is going to be working, even though he's picking on Raytheon. I think RTX. He's picking on Raytheon for a little bit, but that didn't really matter too much. Didn't really matter too much. So that's why I'm saying some of this is noise. Try to work with it and find the areas that are doing pretty well. And I think that the drone stocks will continue to be a good spot. But again, don't chase it, wait for your opportunities and stick with it on those things. So and then the January effect, I'm going to be talking about this also in the State of the Market webinar tomorrow. Remember that the market likes to kind of use statistics for the first 5 days, and I check the benchmarks. I want to show you some things, and then more and more as we get the first week of January, then the first month of January, there's going to be some seasonality that kind of comes up. But so far, out of the gate, January is looking pretty good. I'm very happy about it, and I'm seeing some fun things out there that we've been loading up for. And again, I'm going to be talking more about that tomorrow. So hopefully this week is going to be a good week. All right. So you guys take care. Remember, simplertrading.com if you /Moxie if you want to find out more about me. And otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow for the webinar. All right, guys. Thanks again. See you later. Hey, TG here with Simpler Trading. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like or comment below. Also, make sure to subscribe and click that notification bell so you can stay up to date with my market analysis. Or you can join my free newsletter with the link in the description. Good trading, and I'll see you at the next video.